So my name's Michaela, and I am a fourth-year geography student here at UFV, and I am hoping to go into the PDP this summer. I want to become a teacher.
And I'm Lisa Harrington. Hi. I'm a social work student here at UFV, and I'll be graduating in January. But yeah, I went in with some different goals on these internships.
So the current global goals consist of numerous strategies to diminish extreme poverty, in addition to focusing on creating a more sustainable country. Education is the fourth global goal and plays such a crucial role in development. An educational goal for Tanzania focuses on providing education for all primary children, which consists of the first 7 years of schooling for the children between ages of 7 and 13. The Primary Education Development Program removed the public school fees and focused on improving education to ensure that school is accessible for all children despite gender or economic class. However, there are very few primary schools in the villages, and children are having to travel long distances in order to get to school. Therefore, basic education is not always an option. Costs are also involved in a child's education, such as school supplies, books, or the required uniform, which can be financially draining for the average household. Discontinuing school fees for primary education will benefit some households, but undeniably does not help all. After speaking to the headmistress of the Kunduchi Primary Public School in Dar es Salaam, she informed me that the majority of children drop out of school due to the cost of the required supplies. I also attended a small preschool located in the village called Sala Sala. The children that are living in this area are generally living in extreme poverty. I spoke to Sean Graham, who is the founder of this preschool program, and his goal was to provide children in the community a place to come together and play in a safe and organized setting. However, as time progressed, older children started attending these activities. These children were not able to attend school due to the fact that they are needed for household duties, or their parents were unable to pay for the cost of the required supplies. There is an immense increase in the amount of children attending school due to the abolishment of the school fees in primary education. As a result of the significant increase in enrollment, there is an inadequate amount of resources for the children, large shortages of learning facilities, as well as classrooms. There needs to be a sufficient balance between these two crucial factors, or Tanzania will not reach their development goals. The government needs to provide more funds for school, along with better conditions for teachers, and further their professional development so they can teach the children adequately. The government recently released their national goal of 2025 that outlines the government's educational reform. In this plan, the government has proposed the elimination of national exams for all primary students. The government believes this will allow the majority of children to complete 11 years of schooling and will further the development of Tanzania. Going to Tanzania was one of the most educational and rewarding experiences of my life. I had the opportunity to work with some amazing children and adults who thrived despite their numerous struggles. I spent the majority of my time at Kids Care Tanzania and HOPAC, where I was able to work in a classroom and help children on an individual basis. I also developed a curriculum project with Lisa for the founders of Kids Care, where I took the primary Tanzanian curriculum and created fun lesson plans and learning activities for the teachers. Living in Dar gave me an appreciation of living in a different culture. Being completely immersed in the African culture showed me how lucky we are to live in Canada. I furthered my knowledge of education in developing countries while focusing on primary education in Tanzania. I visited various private and public schools and spoke to many knowledgeable people about the concerns and struggles that the education system is facing. Although there are many debates on how to implement these changes, the majority of people agree that improving education is crucial for the further development of Tanzania. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I feel that in my time in Tanzania, working at Kids Care Tanzania under the guidance of Mary Notman and Sherry Enns, we worked on multiple goals, but the one I'd like to talk about tonight is gender equality. So something that they do that's not really outlined so clearly when you first see the organization is that they are constantly empowering young girls to become strong, self-sufficient young women. I met so many wonderful children that weren't going to stop doing things based on their gender. When a game of football starts, no girl's told she can't play, and it isn't a question whether she's welcome there. And I think this is actually really well illustrated in the attitudes and values of the young boys that are at Kids Care. When I made my own clumsy attempt to learn football, their favorite sport, they continually encouraged me and invited me into the game and wanted me to become strong as they were. They wanted me to be a part of it, and it was never a question whether I was welcome or not. This is a reflection of the values that Kids Care teaches their kids all the time. These women are your sisters, your mamas, your aunties, and they are your equals. The attitudes that these young boys are already displaying directly reflect the behaviors that we want to see in the next generation of young men, that they're looking at women and acknowledging them with respect and support. So early in my trip, when I met some former Kids Care children, Diana and Happy, Diana is currently a social worker, and Happy is progressing to become a teacher, and I was elated. We're meeting two friends who have such similar goals to Michaela and I. And I was really excited, and when I heard their individual journeys to Kids Care, I was moved, because they've known hardships that I could never imagine on my own. And they have all these barriers in front of them, but they're still reaching those goals almost faster than I am, and we share so many of the same goals as women, to be independent, to help others, and to be well educated. Their success is proof of the results that come when women are raised in an environment that tells them they are worthy, they are capable, and they matter. I'm so proud to have worked alongside Happy and Diana, and I'm so grateful that I got to work with young men that were always willing to invite me into the game. Thanks.